like to get back in what their professional career is. So even though they're employed, it may not be what their life's work is, you know, so I'm concerned.
Oakland County has been an economic engine in our state and presumably has some pretty good advice to offer everybody else.
Yes. I mean, the unemployment may be down, but I know a lot of people that are underemployed. They're working 2 jobs. They're employed, but it's maybe not in their field. They've had to sort of refocus their attention in a different line of work. So they would really like to get back in what their professional career is. So even though they're employed, it may not be what their life's work is, you know. So I'm concerned about that. And I'm also very concerned about, just like many other people in the state, about skills development. You know, we kind of got away from that when we were telling everybody you must go to college, you must go to college. And we've left out a whole segment of the population that has not been trained in skills. I went to a company and went on tour, and I saw the welding area, and there was nobody there. And I said, well, where are all the welders? And they said, good question, where are the welders? They could name their price, pretty much, if they could weld. So ever since then, I've really been thinking about that, and Brooks Patterson, the county executive of Oakland County, has focused on partnering with Oakland OCC anyway, and trying to have certification of skills. So that's what we're going to find out about today, I think, in committee.
And as you mentioned with the welders, there is a lot of indication that the jobs are out there. State officials would say there are as many as 80,000 jobs in any given month that haven't been filled because the people don't have the skills. Yeah,
and I think there's been so much focus on going to a university that, and there's sort of been a culture of thinking that those are dirty jobs, and they really are not. If you've ever gone or toured a lot of the manufacturing companies, you could actually eat off the floor if you were so inclined. I mean, they're clean, and there's all kinds of jobs available that are going wanting in Michigan because we don't have the skill set to fill them. So I have concerns about that, but it looks like we're really starting an uptick in certifying skills. So I like that.
You're working on legislation too, dealing with CEUs for veterinarians in our state.
Yes. Well, one thing that was a little surprising to me after talking to one of my colleagues who happens to be a veterinarian is that they really they are not required as veterinarians to have continuing education. We are the only state out of all the states who really don't require them to have continuing education. And there's so many new diseases and all kinds of things coming up, even in wildlife. You don't think of veterinarians looking out for deer and raccoons and all that, but they are a big part of our whole health system and kind of protecting us from diseases that are in the wild, more or less. And also there's lots of things coming up, new treatments and everything, so we would like to have our veterinarians be on the cutting edge and know what's the latest and greatest. So continuing education is something that we feel is important for veterinarians.
Finally, I know you spend a lot of time listening to your constituents, and toward that end, on April 30th, you'll be sitting down with some of them.
Yes, we're going to have the first coffee hour, and it's going to be at Salem Township Library, and it's going to be the library in Lyon Township anyway. And it's a wonderful facility, and I've been out there before and visited, and so I'm really hoping that people will come out, say from 4 to 7, I believe it is, and have coffee and come and talk with me and tell me about what their concerns are or what they like. You know, we don't very often hear, we're asking the public to come and tell us what their concerns are. And if they like something, I'd like to hear that too, because if they feel we're going in the right direction, that's important to know.
Okay. Representative, thank you very much.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
And I'm John Perry. Thank you for joining us.